It's Tabletop time! And I'm Dave.
I'm Murray.
I'm Dragon.
And I'm Jen.
And Al is not here today, but
With us in spirit.
because it's a one-shot, we must forge ever onwards and finish our finale. So, we have had some adventures in the world of the Kindred of the Abyss, and tonight those adventures come to a head? A breach? I was trying to think of a nautical term.
Glorious conclusion.
A glorious
deck.
conclusion. A poop deck. Just poop deck.
Just pooped it.
They come to a galley. I don't know. As we have gone on an intrepid adventure, fought some underwater raiders, met a otherworldly entity, and arrived at Motherload, the large oil rig style Waterworld ass Kindred of the Abyss city, covered in men in orange overalls.
Mix of everything.
A boiling pot. There's some strange stuff happening, and everyone has just been set loose to explore, to gather some information and maybe find a map about the surface landmass closest to them and where they can best find some specimens.
Oh, speaking boiling pot, Mama. I got nothing for you. It was just a really good tangent, I felt.
I'm trying to fix things, but things aren't working. My thing is broken.
Oh yeah, everything's broken. Literally,
That's right. I didn't expect
everything
you to do
is
anything.
broken.
Everything is broken.
So never mind.
Oh, hooray. The stream deck works. Haha.
There you go. But characters, nah.
Oh yeah, mine's too.
Stream Deck doesn't work. Nothing works. It's fine.
Nothing works.
Literally everything.
Bare bones
this.
stream today.
I've got
Everything broke.
exclamation mark on
Yeah,
visibility.
same. That's never happened before.
So that's why we need Jazza back. Please, Jazza, come
Jazza.
back and fix everything.
Come
And
back,
Jazza will be
please.
back next week, and we'll probably be playing Lucifera, I'm pretty sure, next week. And last comment is we stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/tabletop time roleplay.
I've
So
literally
come
only
hang
got
out
the Lucifera
live,
buttons,
chat
so.
to us, come ask Jazza about his holiday next week.
Do it.
But that's for now. We'll just have to treat this podcast like a podcast and not have the visual
Visuals
aids of
and-
characters
but
on the
we
screen.
can-
Oh, and we had
Switch to
so many
live.
brand new ones to show the audience
know!
for the
Yeah.
finale.
Oh, we spent 17 hours making new
Gosh,
portraits.
dang it.
But whoops.
Oh well.
Right. I do enjoy trying to make all the exclamation marks appear on the screen. There we go.
I'm glad that
Wow,
it doesn't
so
work.
easily distracted.
Yeah. You're so glad for that. So,
Wow.
what are we doing, guys? You are on board Motherload. Well, you're down on the lower deck of Motherload.
I believe we were proceeding towards the what it was described as like a bazaar or something of the
So
marketplace.
basically, down on the water level, there is it's almost more of a dock. There are a few slummy-looking markets and stalls set up. It seems like perhaps some people aren't even allowed up onto Motherload proper, but you can ascend the columns to head up to the deck. You can explore the dock area and see some of the other vessels boarded there. Look around the markets, or pretty much do whatever.
All right.
But you have free reign to gather information somehow. And all of the crew of your submarine have dispersed.
We didn't get permission to go down though. That's correct. We just to stay
No one
on
can
top.
go. No one can go down, as
Yeah.
Prudence asked.
Yeah, cool.
Prudence is standing on the edge of the water, looking down into the abyss, gently stroking Blobbert's head.
We're about 34% sure that she's not going to jump off immediately.
34%, was it? Sorry?
34 exactly.
For or against?
That she won't.
So we're
34% that she won't.
So we're
okay, so there's
66%
she will.
sure she will.
Yeah, all right.
Best
Place your
odds we've
bets.
had so far. So
Place your
I
bets.
think
Place your
we can
bets.
leave her there for at least 10 minutes. All right. Well, I think I will just sort of start heading in the direction of the market, but I'm sort of happy to meander on the way there, so sort of like see what's around.
So which market? The upstairs one or the sort of slummy, the sort of fisherman stalls and such? Oh. Bing bong. Someone looked at their PC just then.
Yeah. The fisherman's store one sounds like it's closer. I know, Mama, do you have any
Yeah, I'd go anywhere there's like food, like there's
little
a
bit
fresh
of a bias?
market, yeah.
All right, so you just traipse through the crowded water line as the buoys and the pontoons, they're called, raise and lower with the sort of rocking of the tide, the ocean tide. It's very shaky and unstable, and lots of buckets and things sort of sliding in their troughs back and forth. Everything there feels temporary, like it could be packed up and put back down again pretty quickly. And you sort of wander around until you find an area where multiple people are congregating around a row of rickety-looking stalls hastily set up with ships flogging their wares.
Are there different factions here? Like, or is it just the...
There are different... You can see multiple different kindred societies. Also, make an acuity check.
Kitty check.
Oh, let's see
Oh,
if
does
this
that mean we
works.
not have dice cam either?
Guess not.
Oh,
Hold
no
on,
one's
hold
gonna
on, hold
know.
on. What's dice cam
They're
called?
never gonna know.
What's dice cam? Is it this?
a little camera.
I can do some of it manually.
Dice game.
Oh boy.
That
Three
is 3
successes.
successes.
Yeah, can't change between the cameras and can't activate the
I've got
camera.
a bit of jaundice going.
I can. Oh, you know what? I can probably.
I think it's worse than that, to be honest. You're like neon.
Just some radioactivity.
Sorry, just the image there. It showed Mama and then showed Clement, and then Mama popped up, but Clement was still behind. He was just peeking around from behind.
Well, I was like, I can probably manually do it. I can't manually do it. I don't know how it works.
Gosh,
fine.
dang it.
Dice cam, and that's all we need. We'll be right.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
We'll be
you
all
just
good.
enjoy an employment that was solely based around technology working?
Oh,
There we go.
God.
Now I know how it works.
Oh, Manuel.
So I think I can do characters, but it's sort of awkward. But I can. There we go. Mama.
sick. I got 3.
So as you bustle down to the fisherman's yard, this sort of trade stall, how tall is Mama?
With or without the hat?
For
Oh, she's short.
what?
I thought you were starting with a 4.
It starts with a 4.
Oh,
4
no,
foot.
no. I was going to say for Kindred Society, I think she'd be short, but to the average person, I imagine she's quite big, if that makes sense. Because most Kindred are kind of a bit more stocky than the average human.
So she's pretty average big.
Yeah.
Average
Okay.
big.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. I don't know what you're getting with. It's like, because Kindred go from regular size to the malformed, which are huge.
Yeah. So she's short.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking around, you see Kindred from all different cities. You recognize a few by the sailor uniforms. There's a fair few soldiers here. There's not too many civilians, and when there are civilians that are Kindred, you can't really tell what city they're from. They don't wear badges or emblems or anything. You can see, different cities from the Reavers. You also can spot a couple of hooded, a small cluster of hooded people wearing like brown, raggedy cloaks that are moving in a group and sticking together.
Definitely not suspicious.
They're not short.
Okay. And what's like for sale?
Right here, there's a bunch of fish
Yeah,
for sale.
are they like
Seafood.
hawking their wares or?
Yeah. I mean, there's some traders. Get your sardines here, fresh
fish.
caught, surface fish, and that's basically seems to be very interesting to a lot of the Kindred. Shallow bait, that kind of thing, and they're trading because most of the deep sea eat largely deep sea creatures, so lots of cephalostakes.
I would like to go around and peruse to see if anyone has anything exotic. Otherwise, I'd also like to inquire about hunting on the surface level as well, like people with tales of what to expect, sort of thing.
Okay. Who do you approach for? First of all, in terms of surface, sort of delicacies.
Yes.
You find some premium fish, which is like swordfish equivalent, like barracuda, like really nice fish in a very small quantities. It seems like most of the good stuff goes up to the primary markets, and the people who don't have the particular trade agreements or whatever are just sort of selling amongst the travelers rather than to Motherload proper. And there are a few different people you could seek out. Is there anyone in particular you're looking for in terms of
Just
a
someone
hunter?
who looks like they're maybe like missing an arm, maybe an eye patch or something like that.
Extra shifty.
Yeah. Someone I would characterize as like pirate or something.
The sailor from Family Guy or something. The guy's just all peg
All
legs.
peg legs.
Okay.
That was the result.
You sort of weaving through the markets looking for someone who looks like a veteran hunter. And the crowds seem to part for this huge bulking figure that's just sort of traipsing through step by step through this market. A malformed whose size eclipses even Pax's and is still wearing a full dive suit. And as you sort of don't get out of the way and this crowd stops, a rather sharp and angular looking man who's sort of wearing his dive suit sort of off and the arms tied around the waist. And he's got a really nasty looking whaling hook, which I believe are called a gaff. He's got like a gaff hook. And he has a very nice looking sort of gilt embossed rifle over his shoulder.
Oh, sure.
Looks like a very, very high quality weapon. And yeah, he's also scar free and looks pretty pristine, but has a rather nasty demeanor to him. And he's walking in your general direction, looking left and right across the stalls.
Does he notice me at all, or is he or us at all?
I mean, he's minding his own business. You can interrupt him if you want.
Hey there, sugar.
He stops in his tracks, shoves his hands sort of into the sides of his dive suit, like pockets almost, like as if he's casually leaning back in his pockets. And he leans back, eyes you up and down. I've seen you before.
Oh, I get that quite a lot.
You're from the TV.
Yeah, that's right, darling.
Huh. How can I help you?
Well,
ma'am?
I think you know who I am, but I'd love to know who you are.
There's a
have a way.
thump as the large malformed doesn't stop walking and walks into the back of this character. Hey, Gus, cut it out, boy. So, sorry. Could you say that again? My brother's a bit of a lump.
Oh, no, don't mind me. I just wanted to know. You seem like a pretty big first impressions kind of fella.
Are you all together?
I imagine, like, I was thinking, yeah, Pax would have gone to the market first, at least, to see, like, being heavily food motivated.
Cool.
Would go to the market first. He is, if this is the character I think it is, he is just staring, like, sort of, you notice he's, like, sort of straightens up his armor and everything. He seems to be staring at the malformed, just sort of like.
And Clement, are you with him too?
Nothing. I'd be off to the side checking out some stall, like interested in
So you're
something.
not paying
Maybe
any-
I found some like filleting knives or something.
Not paying any attention whatsoever.
No, I'm weirdly transfixed.
All right, Pax, you know immediately who you're standing before. The big malformed stops in his tracks, looks down, looks really confused, puts his hands out like to the sides, like he's bumped into something he shouldn't, and then stops at you. Shut up and stand still, boy. And he just starts prodding this like rather squishy looking octopus or squid soft toy that's squeezed under his belt. And he just starts like playing with the dangly little tentacles. Also, as he walks, he has a massive, you both recognize it as a ship-mounted harpoon cannon designed for hunting massive sea creatures.
Sick.
And you can see that he has just torn it off a ship and he is just carrying a ship-mounted weapon as his standard fare weapon. And the younger fellow is like, you basically said you look like an experienced hunter, right?
Yeah.
And what are you hunting?
Oh, well, you see, I'm a artist of the cooking variety and, so all sorts of stuff. I have a little expedition going on.
Very
Very good. Well, my reputation usually precedes me. Do you have any specific questions, darling?
Well, you see, we're making our way out onto the surface, and I've heard there's tales of the most delectable delicacies.
Oh, yeah. There's some good eating out there.
And, well, I've only got Old Faithful here, and I point to my harpoon gun thing. I can't remember what it's called. So I just like a little bit of advice, I suppose. I want to know what I'm getting squared up into.
Well, move quiet like so they don't spook. Just remember, they can move faster than you if you're wearing a dive suit.
Oh.
Use the cover of night. Their vision at night ain't as good as ours. And, you want to find the ones who have got just a little bit of extra meat on them. Not too lean like they've been through a few winters, but not so chubby that they've been through too many summers.
Right. And what about the small ones? Or the bigger ones better?
Well, I like to start with the bigger ones. You know,
Interesting.
make it a bit of a degustation.
Well, you've been mighty helpful, stranger.
Watch your back out there and have fun.
Thanks. I hold out my hands and say, well, it was a pleasure to meet you.
He slaps his hand into your hand in a shake. He's just like,
Ben,
It's been a pleasure to meet you, Ben.
nods.
I just really love the idea
What's
that
Clement doing?
That at this point, Pax like bumps past, like both of them is like, oh, excuse me, like goes up to Gus and he's like, sorry, just want to, Pax, big fan of your work. It's an honor to meet you.
This huge shaped like helmet. So the big guy is in full dive suit and you basically can't see anything except this red glow from inside the helmet that sort of leers towards you. The attention is focused in your way, but you don't get any kind of response yet.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Pax from New Liberty. You don't know me, but hopefully one day I hope we get to work together properly.
Brother, can I play with this one?
Ben looks you up and down.
he looks big enough you might not break him. He breaks a lot of his toys.
Oh, my.
Would you like to play a game?
I would love to play a game. Absolutely, yes.
What game?
What do you normally play?
Hide?
Do you mean hide and seek?
How's that work?
Well, in that, normally one of us would hide, and then the other one would, try to find that person. Then the other person hides, and then that person tries.
Oh. I was taught hide and squash. They hide, and when I find them, I squash.
This is an interesting change in the rules. I like it.
Do you have jam in you as well?
I find we all have jam in us.
I like jam. We could play duck drop.
Duck drop?
Duck drop.
What's that one?
It's like this.
And then he just reaches out and grabs a random kindred next to him and just like picks them up off the ground. They're like, ah! They like start panicking. And he's like, dock drop. And then he just throws them off the side of the dock and there's whoosh, and they just sink under the water, like hands spluttering and splashing.
That's an interesting game. Have you tried that to see how far you could throw one?
No.
I bet you I could throw one further than you.
And
What is it? Talking to this fine lady.
when's the one I threw coming back?
He'll be fine. Oh, there he is. I say him straight up the other side. You guys look, there's no one straight up the other side.
You do it.
Okay. Do I see just one of the sailor guys?
On from your boat?
Or just like I'm literally just thinking like if he just
He
picked
just grabbed
up,
a
like,
random person
random
and threw
person.
them off the side.
Cool. Can I grab a random person and just lob them as far as I can off the
Yeah,
edge of the
go
dock?
for it.
So that'd be a
Make a strength check.
power check.
Strength power, yeah.
What am I doing here?
Oh my gosh.
I could not have gone for it. Let me just make sure I got the right.
And he is also going to...
Juggle so many things now.
I'll roll for his throw. He's not going to throw another one. You're going to compete.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, boo.
So you both grab another random civilian, and by the time you've thrown two people, like you've each thrown one person off after the first that he threw off, the crowd has dispersed in this immediate area, panicking and running away. But no one is intervening. And in fact, leering on the edges, you can see maybe like a dozen Reavers and Raiders wearing the same bastardized colors of New Liberty as these two are. And you would guess that they're part of basically the crew known as the Bingus Boys. And they are leering and sort of laughing and elbowing and cajoling and no one, like they can do whatever they want. No one is fucking with them down here. Maybe if they were on Motherload, people would intervene, but these aren't citizens of Motherload. These are all different people. And, you know, over in the water, you see his head bob back up and is like desperately swimming back to the docks.
My one bobs back up immediately is hit by his one. That was a very good throw. I'm very impressed. I'm very happy to have had this game with you. Thank you. Pax will like you're like I've got to get going to check in with my crew, but it was lovely meeting you today.
Pax! Was that you? Are you causing a commotion?
I do need to leave. I apologize. And he's gonna run off, but like as he's running away, you see he's sort of like doing his little like jiggling
gleaning.
his shoulders, and he's like sort of a little giddy and.
Sort of 4 or 5 full seconds after Pax has left the direct eye line, there's a...
That was fun, Pax. Where's he gone?
And he looks down and around. He's just sort of confused. And the group are pretty much ready to head on, and like they've been distracted for long enough as they get their wares ready to go on their boat and leave for some kind of raid.
Which one was yours? The one further out?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Well done, Pax. All is well.
Happy with
What
your...
were you doing?
Oh, I was just playing a game with a new friend.
Oh, you're making friends? That's wonderful.
Doing what I can.
And I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
But don't do it again.
Good.
There's no people staring at us.
Don't tell Ferret. He gets iffy.
He's probably upset he didn't get thrown.
Yeah, possibly.
Clement, says Prudence in a terrible imitation of Al that will not even come close. But
I need something. Oh,
Your
not swimmers, I hope.
expertise. No, I don't need your lazy little men.
Oh, my expertise. Everyone needs my expertise. How can I be of service?
I've noticed you're very good with your implements.
Could you point me to one I could buy here that would serve for flensing?
Oh, well, I stop.
Pushes down this octopus that's trying to writhe out of her coat.
You would be in luck, Miss Prudence. I have, in fact, just gathered 3 new additions. Here, take your pick.
And
I pull out just like a bunch of knives that I've just bought.
she picks a rather sharp-looking sort of, like skinning knife.
Oh, this would be excellent what I need. Thank you.
Ah, yes, fine choice. Do have fun. Oh, I feel sorry for whoever she's taken a liking to.
And then she potters off looking very excited. Back towards the ship.
Don't like that.
Meanwhile...
Oh, she'll be fine.
Meanwhile, back
Probably.
at the capital.
while you're down on the docks. Okay, so what else do you need to find? What are we looking for?
I mean,
Map.
is that what we were looking for?
How are you going to find a map?
I think so. Or at least someone who knows the vagaries of the coastline and like potential sighting spots, I think is the general gist of what we're aiming for, yeah?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
As you sort of make your way around and weave to the edge of this market, you happen to run rather close to the group of strange figures wearing deep brown cloaks that cluster together and move from stall to stall. Bustle, almost bumping into you. They have dirt collected on their robes that looks like soil, which is unusual because the Kindred don't usually have that. So you quite... From their appearance, their rugged appearance, you're pretty sure they have spent a lot of time on the mainland as they move past.
I sort of grab the hand of the one that nearly bumped into me.
You there? Where did you get this?
Sort of waving his hand and the soil encrusted onto it.
And as you grab him and he turns towards you, his big baggy hood like slides back downwards. And you are looking into the eyes of a rather thin, pale man with a shaved head. And wrapped around his head are these little like discs of reflecting light in a band strapped around. So it almost looks like he's wearing like this weird headdress of little reflective rainbow discs. And then he looks at you.
How dare you interrupt my ministrations?
You haven't done mini anything. Where did you get this filth?
From the toil of the land.
Land, you say?
Yes. Me and my fellow brothers and sisters spend much time in the dirt of the earth.
Well, so you certainly smell like it. Tell me, when were you last at this land?
Well, it is but a day's travel to the west.
West, exactly west, due west?
Close to. The grand excavator reached the coastline, and we traveled on the barge here to trade for the black gold.
Black gold?
Oil. To power our machines.
Right.
What machines?
The great excavator. And of course, the sacred sentry.
I bet it digs holes and caves. That's why it's called an excavator.
You wouldn't
Max
happen.
doesn't understand.
You wouldn't have a map at all, would you?
Of course, we chronicle great things and many records.
And how much to take a look at this map?
Ah, you would have to have something that interests us. And your seaborn currency has no great position in our hearts.
Oh, well, Clement slicks back his very oily hair. So,
I think you'll find there's plenty to be interested in here.
What do you have in the order of the sacred?
Looks.
Do you have
Got
any?
some lint.
Do you have anything that is not the basal creations of the Kindred and their bastard technology.
Clement sort of scratches his chin noisily as he tries to work out what he's talking about.
Do we just off the top of my head, I was thinking, I was looking at Mama's diving suit. Do we have any of those cakes left?
Possibly. Do we, from memory, we had the
You have a crate of cakes, yeah. I think that was the one crate of food you took beyond the fuel and stuff.
Yeah. There was so much food that we left behind. We took a crate of cakes.
Yeah.
Yes, well done, Pax. Yes, we have entire crates worth of incredible creations.
Interesting. How can we peruse these creations? And to what service can we put them?
I can go get it if you want me to.
Yes, go locate the goods, Pax.
You'll just trot
Our
off down to the
friends here
sub
should,
to get
do the
the crate of cupcakes.
Well, clearly, I think once you see these things, there will be little proof required after that.
Very good. I shall send one of my men to fetch the map.
Good. Yes, that is the wise choice indeed.
At this, a bunch of the robed men sort of take one of the men to the edge and pull back the robes. And you can see bound onto his shoulders, aside from a bunch of like ritual knots and ropes, he has this strange white, pristine piece of technology that it looks like a relic of the time before. And he bends over and leans forward as another gentleman brings something out from under his robe and begins to mutter what sounds like a prayer or a blessing, something nonsense, basically. And then he places his hand on the end of this tablet and extends forth a metal rod from within, and then puts his hand on two little joysticks, and you hear this as this rotary propeller starts activating, and the man who is tied to this thing just like judders lifts into the air with great difficulty, clearly at like 98% of this thing's weightlifting capacity. As and then the man is like struggling on the joysticks to keep him flying in a straight line, and he uses this, what is clearly to the players but not the characters, what is a large commercial drone that is being remote controlled with a remote control and flown over towards this strange ship with the neon paint on it.
Clement's just standing there picking his nose.
Well, that's bloody peculiar, isn't it?
That's pretty smart, that is.
It is one of the great relics bestowed upon us.
Why don't you just swim? We'll use a boat to get over there. It's much more feasible and economic. Much more proper.
It does not give offering of our thanks to those that came before. In the use of the before-time relics, we show our service and devotion.
Seems bloody slow to me.
Lands. Shortly after, is back. By the time Pax has arrived with a crate of cakes, was it?
Mm-hmm. So I brought back the cupcakes that we found in the thing. So he's going to crack the cake open, take one out, and hand it to Clement. I assume it's still in they're in little plastic bags. Yeah,
They're basically like a Twinkie version of a chocolate cake.
Behold! The most devious creations you will ever clamp your eyes on.
Make a
perfect to blind your
I think
enemy.
we're going to need like a charm check or something to see if this is going to work.
Please tell me they eat the plastic. That'd be
Maybe
so
even
funny.
deception. Are they? You'd believe they're the greatest cakes.
Would they not be the only cakes that we had come from?
No. There's cooking. You have Kindred cooking. You don't have. I guess very rare, right? Because wheat, but there are some internal agriculture in like
hydroponics and stuff in Kindred cities, but very expensive. So possibly the only cakes you've ever eaten, Pax.
I'll probably go charm. I don't think there's a deceptive bone in Clement's body, to be brutally honest.
Challenge level 3 for these cakes.
May have a screen.
Ask him.
Oh, that's so much effort.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my god.
Like, this did turn on before. Nah, still
There
not
we go.
working. Wait. Oh!
2 successes.
Oh. I'm gonna use it.
Use it now.
Really?
How do you put the spin on it?
For extra flair, I sort of wiggle my fingers over it, and some skin particles dust down. Onto it.
Can I scoot over and like open the plastic packet so then it actually is like
With the skin.
That's gonna do the opposite of helping. Opening the thing that you're trying to trade with them.
Do they want to smell it? Wouldn't that
No.
be more enticing?
No. They just want to know that it's
Clement-
the human.
Clement has succeeded. A thin, gangly hand stretches out and takes the packet. And then a little hand pulls out a monocle, which looks like 3 or 4 pairs of glasses, like just regular glasses, but just a single lens, like in a row, getting smaller, and sort of puts it up to one eye.
The date on this relic is truly from before the catastrophe.
Ah, you have a fine eye indeed.
And if you could read the best before, you would see that the best before is 500 plus years old.
Still fresh.
Oh God, who ate one of those?
The amount of preservatives in this is terrifying. It's more plastic than food.
Someone check on Jimmy.
We will give you a copy of one of our maps in exchange for your special treats. Don't even dare. Looking at Mama as she's trying to open the packet to, don't dare open them.
Oh yes, don't breach the seal. That's the most important part. Yes.
They shall be
You'd
used.
understand.
They shall be used as they are clearly intended to be. And he holds one of the packet and squeezes the sponginess of them. Yes. Ingrates such as you, Seaborn, wouldn't understand.
Of course not. These are the sort of things that are clearly only for your eyes. We have to trouble ourselves with such petty things like maps.
What were you using them for?
Well, you're supposed to eat them.
It's a bunch of laughing.
He didn't just gear shift.
Yeah, there's just multiple people all laughing. And then they look. These are insulators.
Fools.
Into what?
The thermoregulation properties of these are intense.
No, it's cake. It's sweet.
We'll take your crate and bring you. Here's the map.
I just swipe the map.
Anytime.
Sir,
You hear as they start walking off.
I'm not actually sure they're thermoregulators. I think, in fact, they might be pillow fillers for softening the head against the bed.
Oh yes, the ancient ones were wise. As they start walking up.
We have started like the rift in a religion.
It's waking up with cake on their leg.
God, gullible idiots.
They,
Let them have cake.
like Pax walks away. It's just like they know their food, right?
Oh, I don't care. I don't even know if they can eat. You see them?
You see as they're walking off, like each of them from this crate takes one as like spoils and begins to adorn themselves with it, like tying it into like they have all these religious items and knickknacks and shiny things under their robes, and they're just tying them to them and attaching them as part of their decorations.
Imagine the looks on their faces when one of them sits on one and ruins their precious little relic. Absolute fools.
That'll be good.
Anyway, we have what we came for. A map. Who are you talking to before anyway?
Oh, I don't
Some
think.
sort of source of great knowledge.
You got his name. It was Ben.
Oh, it was Ben. Yeah, Ben.
Ben.
Ben. Just Ben.
And Gus.
Ben.
Gus?
And Gus.
Ben and Gus. Not likely. It takes more than just bumping into Ben and Gus. Good one, Pax. Let us be off.
I've played a game with Gus. And Gus said, yeah.
Yes, you keep telling yourself that. Right, do you want anything else? You, Mama, did you want foodie things?
Nah, I'm all good, sweetheart.
Good, excellent. I must report to the captain. Also, maybe some keep an eye out for Prudence. Might have to... Getting slightly worried. But everything is surely still fine. We have a map. What could go wrong?
We head back to the ship.
Cool. No one's there. They dispersed into Motherload.
Aren't we going back into the sub?
If you want to, you enter the submarine.
I guess.
Oh, so we're just continuing, like we're still, like, how long are we here for?
Like several hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm dropping off the map.
Okay.
Sort of put it in the quarters. Like,
Butterfinger's not going to lose the mission critical details again.
Okay, so if there's more time at this point, Pax wants to go to sort of like some of the areas, if there's anywhere that sells like stuffed toys or anything like that.
Probably not on these docks. You have to enter Motherload.
Okay. I will go like just searching through the shops to see what I can find.
In Motherload?
Yes.
Like, are you all going in or just Pax?
we're all going,
Congratulations, everyone. We have succeeded in our mission. Enjoy ship leave. Let us be off.
You
Sure.
head to one of those junctions, the tall things that leads up into Motherload proper. There are a pair of reavers with their helms off, covered in oil and sweat, with weapons at the ready, standing at the entrance, look you up and down.
Your kindred family can come in.
Good. As you were, brothers suitably slicked. You can tell they're professionals.
You clamber on up, heading up onto the main levels of this massive, sprawling oil rig that has long since evolved into more of a metropolis on the ocean, a dirty industrial one. And one of the primary floors that you reach, and is marked pretty clearly, is the trade hall or market hall, which is basically a solid, not rocking, and far more established stores and stalls with pretty much exclusively Kindred here, and a lot of people from Motherload. But yeah, trading. You can see a couple of sailors from your ship wandering about. There's also a bar if you want to go visit it. And in fact, yeah, it's not a bar. It's like a closed bar. It's like in the, an open, like a sports bar where it's in this big trade hall, and there's like an area where there's stools, and you can see the captain of your ship leaning up against a chair talking to a couple of, you'd say dock workers, but they look like officers. They're wearing officers' uniforms, but all clearly Motherload. He's leaning back, laughing, haughtily drinking. Is there anyone in particular you want to see or find or do?
I'll go hang out with the captain.
I mean, you can just be done and time can pass and we can go.
Yeah, Pax is going to look around to see if he can find anything that's sort of like he's going to try and find just like a little similar to what Gus has, like a little octopus toy.
You can find
like the idea that he just finds essentially like a taxidermied octopus. Like it's
there's not really toy shops.
Mm-hmm.
And with the roll I just made, you do find a little soft toy on a table. Just sitting there.
what is it like?
It's like a little octopus soft toy. Similar to the squid, but it's not.
So is it like visibly, is it the same one? Or
No. They're all handmade. There's no manufacture of them. So,
Okay.
But it's like an octopus instead of a squid, but it's similar size and coloration.
And it's just
little
on
bit
a
different.
table somewhere.
Sitting
Right?
on a table.
Okay. I don't think I feel like Pax was sort of like assuming that it's not a shop.
It's not a shop.
He would also like it. He's maybe not smart enough, but he is kind enough to know when something's not his.
Yeah.
So he's sort of like, no. And he's just gonna go off and find. If he's searched over everything, he's just gonna find essentially like the biggest thing that he can to eat.
Okay, so when you get to the food stall, you do spot that there is a orange colorationed squid, roughly the same size as the one that Gus had, tucked under his belt. It's not a soft toy though. It's just a dead squid. That's for sale.
Cool. Yeah, he's gonna grab that.
Okay. You purchased the dead squid.
Purchase the dead squid. And he just like sort of he's just going to essentially just take a moment and sort of like move the tentacles a little bit and then just tuck it into his belt. And it's just like a dead squid like folded over his belt.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what Gus's looks like a little bit, but it doesn't have button eyes. It's got a bulging squid eye. By the time Pax gets back to you, there is a small black dribble running down his leg of like ink that's just peeling down the outside of his suit.
Cool. Well, I think Clement has gone off to celebrate with some drinks with a mission well done at the expense of some extremely gullible outlanders.
Cool. So you pub drinks?
Pub drinks.
Yeah.
The captain is there. He's laughing. You can hear uproarious laugh as he lands the punchline to his joke, which sounds an awful lot like, and then I fired a 122 high explosive right into their house. They never know what hit them. There's a bunch of laughing. It's like, okay. But yeah.
Good one, Captain.
Pretty much fast track as you hang out, drink with sailors. The squid slowly gets weirder coloration to it the longer it's away from the packed ice it was sitting on.
It's just like, I imagine it's like, Pax is like, must be like a mood thing or something.
Cool. At one point, I look like I'm about to ask about something and then immediately forget and just go back to drinking.
Okay. Who were you going to ask something?
If anyone's seen someone,
Okay.
clearly not important.
At the end of several hours of shore leave, the captain finally claps his hands, shakes hands with this sort of like deckmate officer that he'd been talking with from Motherload. Good to see you again. It's time to go, sailors. I hope you enjoyed shore leave.
Hi, Captain.
It was good, yeah.
Wait till you find out what we've acquired. It's a map. We found a map.
Ah, good. I thought it was the clap again.
No. Although, fingers crossed, Captain.
Got rid of it once, it ain't coming back.
Let's go. Let's be off then. And you head down to the sub.
Yes.
We pick up Prudence on the way.
Oh, yeah, speaking of unpleasant things that we may have collected, has anyone seen Prudence?
No one has seen Prudence.
Oh. Well, there's still time.
Wasn't she just here?
Well,
Like, points to the point that she was standing at the edge of the pier.
no, because she ran off with one of your thingamabobs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Hopefully someone had a bad day of it. I hope she's fine.
Captain, do we need to find her?
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. She knows when to be back at the ship.
Okay.
And you're sort of saying this as you walk. You get back to the submarine, load on up, climb on in. The Motherload, the captain chucks a few coins towards the Motherload guard. They're sort of like dock guards that get assigned to ships to make sure no one messes with them, provided they're paid. And you clamber on board the ship. And about that time, you hear a little bit of banging and cluttering in one of the, in the only major room. And then as you get to the bridge down from the conning tower, the door shuts and you see Prudence standing there looking a bit wide-eyed and sort of sweat beading on her forehead. You're all back.
Yes, and you're not dead. Excellent.
I'm fine. But I'd appreciate, I'm working on something in the latrine. So leave it alone.
In the toilet?
Yes,
Oh dear.
it's important.
Is it festering much?
You're going to be long because I've got to work on some things of my own, if you know what I mean.
Do it up there. This is precious and relevant to the mission.
Yes, actually, for the good of us all, Pax, please, outside.
Is there only one toilet?
Yes, there's only one toilet.
Yes.
We'll leave you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. We'll leave you with this. You
just
enjoy.
gestured to all
We're going
of
to
me.
go elsewhere.
Okay, so
Unless you want to stay, Mama, by all means, be my guest. I'm going this way.
in the tiny cramped submarine.
Yeah. Basically to the other end of the room, basically.
Walking to the same place.
Happy to get underway.
Yeah. We'll pull out the map, show the captain.
Oh, very good. Excellent. Where did you procure this map?
We swindled it from some unsuspecting fools from over yonder. Land dwellers.
It looks mighty accurate. And there, a perfect hunting ground for the specimens you were looking for.
And he taps at a particular point on the map.
Excellent. They must be in season.
Yes, I believe. And if we set a course now, I believe we'll land in the cover of night. But, Clement,
Yes, sir.
and, Mama, your scientific expedition, do you have any requirements for our arrival?
I think that meets all my needs.
Pretty meets all you
Yeah, that's
pretty
it.
meets all you need.
Yeah, I got bonked on the head
And,
a bit early.
Clement, do you have any tactical suggestions before we head off?
From reading Ben earlier.
No, the night will be an advantageous position. Downwind, perhaps. Particularly for Pax. Potentially for Prudence as well at this point. That will help us stalk these creatures and get us really close.
Yeah, do you know what Prudence is cooking up in the bathroom?
She told me not to go in there.
Oh, you too, huh?
And I've a mind to listen to mad scientists.
Good work, Captain. Shit told me not to go in there.
Plus, it's a short trip to the land, so I imagine we'll be able to hold our bladders, won't we, gents?
No, literally, Pax!
Audible stomach gurgle from Paxton.
Oh my.
Sorry.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
We'll be good.
Ferret hasn't had anything to clean for a while.
It's true. So, ready to get underway?
Yes. While we're journeying, I'd like to try and take the opportunity to see if I can sneak a peek to see what she's doing.
Make a stealth check. Challenge level 2.
That's it.
3.
3.
So the journey's underway. The journey destination is about 6 hours away, and the crew are intoxicated.
Oh, so
the
we're to the
bar.
bar, sure.
But you travel
Don't sink before you drink.
slightly underwater. You're doing like the low dive, about 5 to 10 meters under the surface, the standard hunter submerge. During this journey, Mama, you sneak into basically the crew quarters where you've spent a lot of time. And as you gaze in, you see Blobbert sitting on a counter trying to escape. There is a book, several scientific books, sort of like just pressed on Blobbert's feet, 2 of the legs, so that he can't like escape. They're just like waiting, they're trying to pull it out. And you can see the silhouette of Prudence like poking in and out of the little tiny door to the latrine.
To see if Blobbert's still there. Is that kind of what she's doing?
Yeah, and she seems to be working on something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and sneak as close as I can to the door to see. Because it's got like a little like...
So you're just going fully into the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You walk in. She doesn't seem to notice you. You can hear her muttering under her breath.
Yes, this is going to get me a very good answer. I like,
And then at a certain point she goes, aha! And then she pulls out the knife that Clement got for her.
and she goes, excellent, yes.
And then she just like sticks it into her wrist and just starts scrolling across her flesh. Yes. And blood's like running down the side. Yes, very good. And then pulls it back and slides her coat down, then pops back into the bathroom.
Prudence, honey, you're in here?
I said I'm busy.
Yeah, well, it's time for supper, honey.
I'm doing
Science. And her head pokes out of the bathroom.
You don't want to miss your last meal.
what? That it's last meal.
It's very.
On the boat before we get off and
What are we eating?
Oh, well, I can tell you right now, it's packed full of protein. It's good for you. Especially with those skinny bones of yours.
Make a charm check, I guess.
I'm also disappointed I can't change the background of the sub.
Close enough. I got 2.
You were chasing 2.
Yeah, nice.
Not bad.
Fine, but don't go in the train.
And then she closes the door.
I wouldn't dream of it, but I let her go out first.
And she does go out first.
I double back and have a little sneaky.
I was actually about to say the moment Pax realizes that she's gone, he's gonna go to the toilet.
Do you barge past me and go?
He just like Pax just like as he hears like the boots go down. I imagine he just like pokes his head out the door and is like, "Is she gone?"
Yeah.
Okay, good. And he just like waddles past.
Before, like, as you're going, like, I'd be careful going in there.
So you both head into the toilet.
Well, he'll make it. Pax will make it first.
Okay. Can you duck us for a second? Okay.
Hold on.
God damn it again!
Lord and
Mama, where is my dinner? Jumps the call.
God damn it! All right. Well,
You really need to go that bad, honey?
I can't go in this. This is. And he's gonna like rush off back to his room.
Maybe there's like a crate or something. I leave and go tend to food
Very good.
needs. It's greatly disturbed.
Hours pass. And you eat. Do you do anything else? Get ready.
Sing sea shanties. Do the Macarena, whatever you do in a boat. I don't know. have pina
very different
coladas.
things.
And we arrive.
Yeah. No, I'm going to be doing the, you know, how people like field strip their gun and whatever. I'm doing that, but it's like my telescope.
Very good. Cleaning it up, getting ready. And you arrive at the shore silently. Everyone is equipped, everyone arms, and everyone is ready. And the captain says, "All right, we're leaving a small guard at the ship. I'll take the first squad. Clement, you lead the second. You take our civilians with you.
Yes, sir.
We've got our target." Then he points at the map. "We've got our objectives. Happy hunting. Now, be safe. Remember, the beasts on the surface are dangerous. Stay together and stay sharp."
Cool. We'll find you something special, Mama.
I'm looking forward to it. And she's
It is dark outside as you step out of the boat, out of the top. It's like moored. The shore is grey, that grey English coastal nighttime. Like it's almost like the color has been washed out of the world. There are scars in the environment. You're not even really sure what made them. There's just like gouges and strange shapes and ruins dotting the land, buildings crumbling, ancient buildings and shapes, as well as new buildings. Every now and then, like looking across the horizon and down the coast, old wooden piers mixed in with like disheveled and broken steel jetties jutting out into the water.
Is Prudence coming with us, or is she staying in the boat?
Of course, Prudence coming with you.
Cool. All right.
It is night.
Yeah.
Across the rocky coast, up the sort of sandy banks, you see there is a very soft orange glow on the horizon, not too distant.
Cool.
Glow normally means people.
Keep an eye out on your footing. You don't want to slip here. These rocks are extremely sharp. And I can smell some rats nearby.
Prudence is like injecting syringes full of stuff and looking giddy, ready to go and experiment.
Keep your eyes peeled, Pax.
Always do.
With you have a small group, maybe 2 or 3 of the sailors with you as well.
Very cool.
Press on that.
Well, follow me.
You stalk up the coastline. Make stealth checks, everyone.
This is gonna go great.
Dice cam.
We have the dice cam. Thank you, sir.
Dave's like, boo.
I hate
Yeah,
this.
it's real
I
awkward,
have to do 5 things.
Oh, you got
4 successes.
I got 3.
3 successes. What's Mama gonna get?
Oh, heck yeah. 4 is
4.
Hey.
You all move very deftly and silently as you advance up this hill, scrabbling up the top of the sand until you, at Clement's lead, sort of get on the flat of your bellies and clamber up those last few steps. Like, so your stealth, your silhouette isn't cut against the moonlight. The moon is hanging low in the sky, and there's a thick fog, a very thick fog, like soup. And ahead of you, you can see the warm glow from a few chimney stacks of stone and wood cobbled, old, rudimentary-looking buildings, handmade, clustered together. There's a few dozen buildings in what looks like a small town.
Cool.
There's not much movement at this time of night. There's only a handful of houses still have warmth of light coming from them.
Everyone keep quiet. We don't want to disturb anyone.
And you catch off to the right the other squad of Kindred moving around the side, like in the distance. What's your game plan?
Mama, do you have any preferences?
On what exactly?
Or you just sort of gonna go with gut feeling for whatever you want to catch?
Yeah, pretty much. In doubt, trust your gut. That's what they say.
Oh, well, that works for me.
I mean, the only thing I don't understand is are they in that? And I point to the yellow, the orange glow.
Yes, it's like a shell.
That's
It's
weird.
rather peculiar from your perspective, these weird stacked, lumpy grey granite blocks in piles with like brown. You've seen like wood on wrecks, but like brown wood and this smoke. This smoke seems really oppressive and horrible. Like smoke is a terrible thing. Smoke kills Kindred because you have confined environments and recycled air. And they're just like, there's just smoke puffing out of their buildings.
Yeah, why would you encourage such things?
Don't like it. It's not natural.
No, not at all. Right, Pax. I'm gonna try and get as close to that piece of wooden wall as possible. It looks particularly flimsy.
Make an acuity check.
All right.
Cutie check.
2.
2 successes. As you advance, just before you kind of break your cover and move, you see into one of the streets a lumpen shape move with an unseemly gait to it and a sharp spine extending from its side into the air. And next to it, like this smaller slavering sound from a little like 4-legged thing dragging itself along the ground, looking really like hunched in shape and misformed through the mist.
Man, don't freak out, it's some of the mutants. Over there.
Do you want me to shoot it?
Yes, if you would like to, you can, by all means, take the first shot on the creature.
What's the distance?
You'd have to get closer in the fog. You have to basically initiate a combat if you want to.
Let's do it.
Against the horrible creatures. Cool.
Fear not, Mama. I'll protect you.
You head forth. I'm just going to grab a mini for your benefit. Actually, you know what? Probably theater of a mind, given that everything's not working with pressing cameras and stuff.
Yeah. So you have a lot more buttons to press.
Ahead of you, you see this twisted shape in the fog with this big spine coming out of the back and then this small lump on the ground.
They love to think they're so normal. Look at them. Freaks.
Thank you for the gifted sub. Make a... So this is
Me.
Mama
Yep.
to get the drop on. Make another stealth check. Challenge level 2.
This is not going to go well. I've rolled too well tonight.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
We got to keep it going.
No, just roll.
Okay. Only one success.
Okay. There is a scrape in the slate as Mama slips and makes a noise, and suddenly the twisted shape bends and stands tall, and the strange spine on it glints in the moonlight. And then the beast at its side turns towards you as you are spotted, and from the beast echoes its strange, unheard of cry.
We've been spotted, boys! Catch some rats!
And you begin to charge en masse combat. Woohoo! Mama!
Combat.
You can move closer. You're at the front currently. You move closer and you see... Sorry, Phil. Phil said, there goes Coda. You see this figure, this horrible spine as it lowers towards you, glinting in the darkness.
Sorry.
Just DJing
labeled.
here. I'm going to bring Mama up.
Yeah, just have to be this. Okay, yep.
Cool. What are you doing? It's combat.
Oh, I ready my crossbow if I can.
I'm going to assume it's already loaded. You are ready. You also don't have a crossbow. You have a harpoon gun, and that's like the fourth time you've called it a crossbow.
Sorry, I've put crossbow on my thing. I really want to. Not that one. Not that one. I want to use rope shot. No, yeah, rope shot. I believe that's the one. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it rope shot? Or is it impale first and then crank or something?
Aimed bolt.
Soldier boy. You.
What letter comes after T?
Oh no, rope shot is correct.
Yeah, rope shot.
Okay. Make an attack roll. Which are you targeting? Are you targeting the beast or the tall beast with the spike or the strange monster with the 4 legs on the ground?
The thing with the 4 legs. I think that's weirder. So she wants the weirder thing.
Okay.
Thank you for being the one that killed the dog.
You're a monster.
Jen, the truly evil one.
Make a combat roll.
2 successes.
You miss.
Yeah, I do.
As it leaps to the side and the harpoon into the ground.
Gosh darn it.
And then both of these creatures run towards you. And as the mist clears, as the distance is sort of closed, we'll go to the next combat round. But now you can see the horrible glint of the scales of silver that run down the body of this like thing that would call itself a man as it lowers its spiked spear towards you with its lopsided kettle helm and drunken gait of a town's watchman who was maybe not expecting a rude awakening in the middle of the night. And his rather, I'd say you would guess, you wouldn't, but outside of character, you would guess that this is probably like a 16-year-old, like big, jowly, like old watchdog that's very old. There's so much disgusting loose skin on this foul beast that's slavering towards you. What are you all doing?
Cool. I'm going to rush the tall creature.
Okay.
Well, both of them, really. I guess they're in the same spot.
I do have another question. Is like during the trip over, would we have had time for and would there have been like another rest in there as well? Essentially,
In the 6 hours, you have a short rest.
okay. What does that mean for healing? Because I'm on 1 hit point.
You restore 2 health.
Hey,
You can restore 2 health.
okay.
How close are they to us?
Pretty much like 1 more turn of movement away.
Okay, I'm gonna reload my.
Some shouting.
reload in?
There's a little bit of shouting as well, and there's a bit of movement starts happening. Yeah, you can load another round.
Yeah, I'll load another
Cool.
round.
Cool. I am going to throw one of my newly acquired knives and strike from afar.
Cool.
It's my ability.
Then combat roll.
Excellent.
And Pax, what are you doing?
If I move,
You can't move with an action because you have heavy.
no. But if can I get close enough to the guy that's charging us to use my Ankura?
Yeah, you're at short range this turn.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm
no, because that's only half short range. Not this turn.
Okay, cool. He will essentially just move up,
Yep.
closer and take a sort of a ready stance to repel this charger.
All right. What was your combat roll?
4.
How much damage did you do?
The 1.
1.
With
There's
3
a
hits.
as this blade slices past the side of this advancing character, and the next round.
Actually, sorry, just real quick. I'm going to use the wind up ability. So
Okay.
once again, takes out the club, just starts swinging it.
And the next round, he reaches you, shouting in his strange tongue, something you guys don't understand.
So we don't even want to know what he's saying. That
What are you all doing?
disgusting Tongue.
Say, Mum is hanging back a little bit.
I'm going to do the same thing again.
So at about this time, at the closest building near you, the door opens and another figure runs out and begins running away from you.
Is this one fat?
So it seems to be softer, shorter, but rounder as well. A little bit meat.
Aiming for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You aim for that one.
And using the
Yep. Cool. Make
rope shot.
Make combat roll challenge level.
Shot.
0. I rolled for them.
Hey, 3 successes.
There is as a harpoon shoots out, and then and you hear a scream like a I can't do it. Can you just do a female scream that isn't a joke scream? Just give us a guttural horror.
Oh, you want me to scream?
Not a maximum. A pretend scream.
Don't hurt the viewers, but give it some beans.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
Yeah. As a woman's scream goes out as a harpoon sinks into her. Meanwhile, the two of your actions.
Well done, Mama. You landed one.
Pax is going to. Is the guy charging us? Is he in close range or melee range? Or
He's now.
I think he just reached me.
Yeah, he's just reached you both, basically.
okay, cool. Then
Melee.
So wait,
And the
wait.
old dog is there too.
Yeah. It's a question of do I use my club or do I have to use?
You can use your club.
Okay, cool. Well, then I will do that.
Cool.
Just crack him one with. I will just use brutal swing. for
Cool.
that.
Cool. I'm going to sort of duel with this abomination.
The four-legged beast.
No, the other one.
Oh, the taller one.
Yeah.
So you're both fighting the same one?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Okay.
attempt to slice its tendons.
You got one success.
Ooh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 successes
Six
for
successes.
Pax.
I also got 6 successes.
Oof.
And my class has an ability where if I get 2 critical successes, I get more damage. I rolled 4 6s.
Ooh.
Well, it's 2 plus though, so 4 doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But
That's all I
so
needed, but-
how much damage do you do?
So with that, I do 2 damage, as well as 1 slow and 1 bleed.
Okay.
So that is 6 points of damage with, I believe, 1 stun for brutal swing.
And what were you aiming for? What
the
part
man.
of the man were you aiming for?
He's just going to go straight for the head.
Okay.
He's 100%
So-
just like,
As this guy runs towards you, Clement just for the first time in a while, in his element, just like drops to one side. A knife just flares out and just whips across the back of this guy's knee, and his leg just like goes floppy instantly as he like staggers forth and blood sprays out. And then as he lurches forward and his head tilts forward, Pax's club straight down into the back of the head, which explodes like a watermelon onto the ground, and just this explosion of blood. The dog yelps and squeals.
Can Pax just like, as he like grabs he's just gonna grab the back of like the scruff of the guy's like armor, and he's just gonna turn and just essentially like snarl or like growl at the dog or the beast.
Well, as you look at the dog, as it yelps at the same time, you notice like a dart from the blue that you hadn't seen. Glasses glinting in the moonlight. Prudence holding this spear forward with this needle that is just stuck into this dog, pumping this weird virulent fluid into its body, and she's just grinning from ear to ear.
Pax, you compacted him.
You look to the right as more people start to spill from these homes, screaming in terror as basically the raid falls upon them. And one that you catch in particular is this little girl. The door pops open. This is the first one that isn't wearing the strange clothes, but you just see this little blue checkered dress, and she has this golden hair, like Goldilocks, perfect Goldilocks down to her waist, and she screams and just starts running off to the horizon.
Pax lifts the guy off the ground, and there is an audible like crunch of bone as he folds him and stuffs him into a bag that's attached, like a sack that's attached to his waist.
Next round, Mama, what do you do?
So Mama has an awesome ability called Reel In, she's going to use.
Yep.
Yeah, basically. So in this, so it says target may choose to end the tethered condition in itself. If it does,
it does not.
Yeah, so it suffers 1 stun, 2 bleed. Otherwise, move target 1 step closer to you if possible.
So Mama, describe you cranking the crank on the side of your harpoon gun.
So as I'm just doing my spirit. As Mama's like slowly pushing it down, it's a bit of effort to try and get this person, because obviously they're on the ground wailing around.
Yeah, so as you're cranking and into your view, so the rest of you are kind of looking at the kill, you look across, there is a woman who seems to be, maybe mid-30s, slightly, a little bit of weight on her, but not too much, very motherly looking. She is just like weakly clamming at the ground while her hands are clasping at this harpoon that is piercing her gut and shoved in the other side, and she's just whimpering and in a strange language like Nagarishna, and she's like holding her belly as blood is just pulling towards, and her eyes are wide with abject terror.
Yeah, Mama's just like licking her lips the whole time, and she's just trying to weird.
What are you saying? Saying anything?
Just gibberish.
Yeah, you're saying gibberish.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I
Donnie from the Wild Porn Bridge mode activated.
What an abomination you've caught yourself there.
We're going to be eating well tonight, boys.
The dog starts spasming on the ground violently with froth coming out of its mouth.
Pax is gonna like rush down towards the house, as he mentioned, like finding one of the what he imagines is like a load-bearing wall, or the wall that he pointed out, and bust it down to like collapse it on the people inside. If there are people inside.
There's a brief cry from inside as masonry starts to fall. Also, by the way, do whatever. You just tell me what you're doing.
I'm going to run over to one of the houses that hasn't opened yet.
Yep.
And just quickly whip open the door, look around inside, and then I'm going to slowly close the door behind myself, looking out to everyone, and just go, shh.
I'm going to roll what I'm calling the horror dice. So as you close the door, 2 wide-eyed looking adults who are halfway through getting out of bed and are inside the room, and the door closes. The terror dice is what the encounter is.
Next.
Yeah, Pax is just gonna like as he's knocked down the wall, just start reeling through the rubble, looking for more people. Essentially,
The ambience begins to be filled with terror. There's screams, like lots of carnage. You hear the occasional gunshot. As Prudence, her eyes completely wild. Who you guys have headed off? Mama's reeled this woman in. What do you do now that you got her?
Oh, she's gonna hog tie her up
Yep.
and then keep going, leave her out to bleed. As wonderful as that is, I like to think if she keeps going, she'll hog tie them, and you know how like you put them on like the stick so she can bring some.
Yeah, I love it.
There's some of the sailors around if you want to.
Yeah, recruit them to help. Yeah, carry some people.
Got some little cargo boys.
Yeah.
Next to you, Prudence looks down at this dog that's like foaming and sticks another needle into it and just extracts this like squirming fluid from it that's mixed with its viscera. And then she just like looks with wide eyes and looks at Mama, and then she just sticks the needle into her own arm and injects the fluid and just, and you see that as she does that and pulls up her robe, that she has removed all the skin off her entire forearm, and in the muscle in ink is like scripture that's been written into it.
yeah. There's hair of the dog, and then there's hair of the dog.
That's a mad and interesting tattoo you've got.
She just looks
She's
at
saying,
you.
yeah.
No, she doesn't say anything.
Are you okay, honey? Although I should be more like,
I can see it all. I know everything. Here, do you want some?
oh, I'm good with my own.
And she starts
thing.
advancing on you.
Oh. I prepare my harpoon to buttstock bash if she gets any closer to me.
Right at this point,
Say, honey, you don't want to do this.
a sailor runs up and he's just like, "You're the science girls, right?"
What? I point to Prudence.
Here you go. And he hands a little sack over that's wriggling to Prudence, and Prudence opens the sack up, and you see a tiny hands like flapping out of the sack. "I don't know, you might want to play around with this one.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm back to it." And he runs off. And Prudence is like, Prudence looks in the bag and is like, "Very good." Blob it. And then she picks up the octopus and just walks off with the sack and the octopus and the vials of injections and stuff.
Sick.
And,
Great.
and leaves you
I
alone.
go back to Carnage.
Great. Yeah.
Cool. Clement, were you happy to leave you with having some fun?
Yeah. I emerge from the building with a whole lot of cloth draped over my arm, which has some weird hairy patches on it, and is like.
I like the idea that you come out
dripping a bit.
You come out like in a gown, just covered in blood, like with your knives, like conducting like an orchestra, like what was it, the Boondock Saints? Like there was a firefight.
Yeah, it looks like a deflated person for some reason, and I sort of walk past Mama and say,
I'm gonna get these ones stuffed for my living room.
and I disappear into like another house or something.
As Clement pops into the house, he sees inside the house the captain of the ship standing there. And he looks at you and he's like, "Ah, Clement, having fun?"
Oh, indeed, sir. I didn't see you go into this one.
And then he's like, "Yes, I'm..." and there's a sailor standing next to him holding a basket. And he's like, "I'm just finding the stock that I was requested for. Now you shut up." And there's like someone whimpering in the corner, and he just has a revolver and just straight through the forehead, blood spray across the wall. And he's like, "Damn, the brood mothers clinging to their precious little ones." And then he leans over and pulls like a little 2-year-old that's screaming up and shoves it in the basket with like 2 other kids. And they just like throw a brass latch over it and lock it. And he's just like, "Those ones might be good workers in the city."
They looked healthy, all their fingers.
An excellent finding. I'll move on. Bullet wounds are an awful thing to try and patch up.
Next time, I think I'm going to use the flare gun. That'll make for a story. And then you see him loading a flare into a flare pistol and walking off.
One of the walls explodes inwards as Pax bursts through like Kool-Aid Man style, and he has someone's scalp as a beard.
As you're all collecting and carnage is going on, there is a small figure that approaches you with golden hair, beautiful golden hair. The golden hair of Goldilocks. Perfect, pristine, and wonderful.
It's just going to be so cursed.
I finally got my head of hair back.
And Ferret looks up with blood dripping down his forehead. And the clear marks of a roughly hewn scalp pressed onto his balding head. And he's like running his hands through the hair. And he's just like, what do you think?
Oh, that suits you very nice. It reminds me of your younger days.
Yeah, this one will keep for...
What do you think? It's got a certain what do they say?
distinguished.
Je ne sais quoi, you know, like.
You look wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, and he starts stroking his hair. This one will keep for weeks.
Oh, that's perfectly horrendous.
Now I have a question for you all. We draw to the end of our beautiful, wonderful, kind-hearted Kindred of the Abyss's adventure. I just want to know from you, the players, if you would like them to continue their merriment, or if you feel that maybe they're not deserving of a happily ever
I
after.
don't think anything here is deserving to be happy.
No.
What's no?
To answer your question.
You don't think they're deserving of a happily ever after?
No.
In a rare moment, I'm going to ask chat. We roleplay
Put on
live.
poll.
And if chat, I'd like to know if our intrepid heroes,
Do we live or do we die?
how's their raid?
after?
How's their raid gonna go?
Do we live or do we die? You get to
Audience
choose.
interaction.
Yes, tell us now.
Let us know if this horror will.
It's going to take a while to get a
continue.
response. I think everyone is like recoiled from their computers and tablets on the other
Look,
side of the room.
I only need one or two
Is
responses.
anybody still watching this messed up shit?
They love it. They love it. Well, Drusilla's Jade says live.
Ooh.
Well,
One for Liv. Oh, we have a poll. There we go.
There we go. We have a poll for live or die.
okay.
Do we live?
Is there any other little enjoyable things you want to do while you're here?
I want to make a bonfire.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Because if they've already got stuff on fire, then that, it leads to a really good opportunity to cook some things.
So we can find some like nice skewers or something.
Make some jerky too. I
Yeah,
think.
it'd take a while to cook some bigger things, but like fingers are pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Pax.
On skew it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Max comes out with a person that is clearly geriatric and goes, I think this one's pre-jerked. Do they make those?
That's already half done for me. Nice.
In the middle of the town square, about half an hour later, there's still the whimpering and cries of people who are having time taken with them from buildings around the place, sailors running amok. Prudence reemerges and walks into the center of the town square. Is anyone paying much attention to her?
I think
Oh,
I
if
noticed
I-
she's there, but it's
See her when I'm going between buildings. Yeah, sure.
Make an acuity check.
Yeah. Or maybe I look up and I see her through a window. Yeah.
I feel Pax has also been kind of like watching her, so we'll also acuity check.
Yeah.
It's just reflexes acuity.
I got 3.
2.
and 2 as well.
The people who got 2 both notice Prudence go towards the center of the town square. However, Mr. 3, Clement, you spot under the gleam of these big glasses from Prudence black streaks running down from her eyes, and her eyes are black in their entirety as she walks shaking towards the town square, dripping in various substances, covered in scrawled mad runes all over her clothes, all over her, like cut into her skin. Her eyes dart around. And then you see a shape flying creature, and land in a tree. It's an old dead crooked tree. And a second one and lands.
Just like go up to the window for like a better look and just sort of like watch what she's doing.
She just seems to be enjoying herself. A third of these flying things lands. And then you spot a small, twisted shape crawl across the ground. Looks almost like a monkey chicken, but more leatheran.
Monkey chicken. Do go on.
It's like a little hairless monkey. Like it's disturbing. It has pointed little ears, it's vicious little teeth, and it's sniffing the air. And then it scurries off.
I need it.
Do you follow it?
Yes.
You run up, like chasing to the hill. It crests the hill and runs down. And as you scamper up the hill, it's far ahead of you. It's very fast.
I've never seen a living one.
You hear a strange sound, like hymnal, a song, soothing.
Is this what they sound like?
And as you crest the hill, this weird creature runs and slivers up the leg of a figure that's advancing with a group of other figures wearing a leather cloak with a peaked hat that's tilted down with a broad brim, and all of them bearing flaming torches. And it seems to whisper in their ear.
Ah, you there! Relinquish that. I need it.
You hear rapid movement as from in and amongst this group, a figure standing perhaps 6.5, 7 foot tall, probably close to 7 foot tall, that looks like clad steel plate with that moonlight glinting off a reflective shield of stained glass, just starts bounding forth at a pace that your eyes can barely track, running towards you.
I'm warning you, I'll take it by force!
Make a combat roll.
Somebody's gonna die.
Oh. I got a 4
Ooh.
with 2 6s.
Oh, that's a lot of dice. Just look over and Dave's like struggling to hold this like double-handed
bag.
dice.
Before Clement can almost perceive what is happening, this supernaturally fast thing bounds across the field.
I'll have you!
You catch with your keen eye molded faces on the armor, weeping, crying, with barbed wire twisted into their eyes. This head, where this thing's head should be, is like a pinnacle of faces and hands with trickling sculpted silver, reflective silver of a goblet of blood overflowing from the top. There is almost a shrine laden on this thing's back that, as it approaches with the sound of mechanical hisses, you can tell it's more than just a suit of armor. It's something far more than that. There is an instant blur of movement across your vision, and then this figure is standing still in front of you, and in a language you understand, it says,
Be still, heretic from the deep.
And then, with its shield, it just gently leans out and shunts you. And Clement, without any capacity to resist, falls backwards. But there is a brief second where he feels a sense of teetering because his body falls backwards, but his head falls forwards. And a geyser of blood jets out of his severed neck.
Oh, Clement.
The next moments are brief, but violent. As an order of crusading and patrolling sisters of the old blood, warrior women, and their attendants, these worshipful flocks of faithful that surround these supernaturally gifted crusaders, reach the crest. And it is not without incident. Pilgrims charge down the hill with flaming torches and pitchforks, and Kindred guns fire, blasting holes and renting through crude plate steel. But within this throng of peasantry, there are these women in immaculate mourning veils and dresses of silk and luxury that move with a grace and elegance on the battlefield that just dart faster than eyes can track, moving, dodging, avoiding Kindred, slicing, fighting. There's only a handful of them. Of maybe 100 of these people that crest the hill, a half dozen could call themselves these strange entities, and leading them, this one woman in her tall peaked hat with her flaming torch, the hunter amongst the pack. Mama and Pax, how do you confront, run from, deal with this throng?
Pax faces this the way he has faced every threat or every challenge that he's had head on.
Charges in.
Yeah, he will just basically, the moment that he sees that we're under attack, stand up. He lets out a guttural roar and will just fight head on.
You charge in. Are you heading towards the sisters or their throng?
Generally, I don't think he will head towards anyone. He will sort of move to the front of the group and just attack whoever and just defend at this stage.
Violently clubbing, smashing, you take down throngs of peasantry until across from you, some 10, 20 yards in front of you, one of these warrior women draws your attention. Make a combat roll.
4, 5.
Nice.
5.
A massive bolt shears across your metal plating and ricochets off as she fires her hunter weapon towards you. This is not the main one, but one of the half dozen sisters, and affords you an opportunity to charge into combat again.
Cool, yeah.
You reach her, swinging, landing a hit against this supernaturally.
He will tell stories of Pax. That is much worse. That is 3.
You lay a massive swing into her knee. It cracks, and you see her leg break under your weight as this woman slumps into the ground. Even with her supernatural speed and power, your ferocity is stronger. She lays on the ground. 3 desperate pilgrims dive in between you and her, throwing their lives away with each blow. And behind them, you see her leg crack, twist, and back into shape as she takes 2 steps back. and is healed.
Pax will like shake off, like roll his shoulders out and just be like, let's see if you taste better canned.
Pax could kill one. 6 successes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 successes.
4 successes.
You continue to fight, trading blows. But each time you get the upper hand, one of these peasants throws themselves, hangs off your arm. There is a struggle, some level of nobility. You equal this supernatural entity. And around you, as Pax fights, Kindred die. Mama, what do you do?
So I think Mama would be, she'd probably send in a few of the boys, like some of the crew, to sort of be like, yeah, go get him. Like, you can do it. And so as they're going in, she kind of looks around and realizes that this is a losing fight. So she's going to try and see if she can sort of mosey on back to the submarine.
Make a stealth check.
Leaving Pax to die?
I got 4 successes.
Nice.
Hey.
Mama, under the turmoil, the carnage, the violence, begins to run. Someone else got 4 successes as well. And as you clamber down the hill, you hear a familiar voice. Don't drop them now. Come on, quickly. Make yourself useful, man. And you see Ferret and the captain scrambling down the beach. Ferret, with his beautiful golden locks, over his shoulder is carrying that brass bucket that has like 7 children in it, like little babies in the bucket. Get the prize back. Oh, if it isn't a beautiful lady. Come, darling. And he reaches his hand out to grab you.
I take it.
And the two of you plod down the beach towards the land sub. 1 or 2 desperately escaping Kindred also, like sailors are running down the beach. We've been routed. This happens a lot.
Why does this keep happening?
But it will make for a great story. Pax, your heroics allow you to survive long enough to see all your kindred fall around you. I'm going to make one more roll for you. And you see in the center of the town that woman with the hat stride up towards the one kindred that hasn't been touched, as Prudence is standing in the center of it all. She mutters something. This is in between the fight. You can't really make out what they're saying. And holding this torch, passes it off to one of the attendants, grabs Prudence, pulls her close in almost what looks like an embrace, and like holds her against her in the distance like it's a hug. And then shortly after, she lets go and Prudence's pale body just collapses to the ground.
I will say that Pax, like, looking around at his fallen kin, looks off and sees the submarine, like the boat start to make its way back out, and realizes that...
Oh, it's not leaving yet. They're still clambering aboard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see that from where I am, though? Or...
You know what? Make an acuity check. I'm going to say if you can do anything, it's you can hear it because you're accustomed to the sounds of Kindred.
It's a 2.
2. You do not hear any sounds.
Okay. He will turn, I'll say just for the sake of brevity and just for all of that, he turns and he fights, just continues just for the sake of it, just for the thrill of it, just because it's all he knows. He turns and just swings back and forth until finally he's essentially brought to his knees, like, can feel himself going cold and numb. And he looks out at the ocean. His hand rests on the probably now, like, gloopifying squid that's on his belt as his vision starts to go hazy and black, and he says, We had fun today.
And on the ground, like as you're on the like two bladed weapons just through your back, but you're looking face to face with one of those supernatural women whose head is twisted at an odd angle from your fight, dead, crumpled in the ground by your glorious combat.
He sees, like, the face, like, crumpled on the ground, and seeing amongst the kindred the crumpled faces of, like, various, like, the other peasants and the sisters of the All Blood. And he nods and goes, yes, we had fun today.
And as the light fades from Pax, the squid that he holds, from Pax's perspective, suddenly holds his hand and squeezes it tightly in his last moments, squeezing against it as the life fades from Pax, and he feels the warmth of the ocean and a life well lived in service to the kindred. And the ocean is hugging you back. It's holding you. It's with you. And you think of seeing Gus and how you played. And then we pull back. The squid is, of course, that Pax was holding, fell off his belt 5 minutes before and lay stomped and trampled on the ground. And a small octopus with 5 legs uncurls its hand from Pax and across the ground towards the ocean, in its head going, I'm finally free. I'm finally free. But as it crawls past Prudence's desiccated corpse, its one tentacle comes out and takes the glasses off and puts them on and then into the ocean.
Oh, God.
And the ship descends back into the deep. Ferret tousles his hair, wonders where Pax is. Nobody's going to miss Clement.
No, not a single person. Did we have a guy?
And Mama and the captain snog violently over a literal brass bathysphere pot with 7 kidnapped babies in it.
Don't you worry, honey. I know how to bring up each one of these kids.
And that's the Kindred of the Abyss.
Oh, God, that was awful.
I hope you enjoyed our incredibly stupid roleplay of an incredibly crazy bunch of people. Next week, we'll be back with Jazza. Thank you, Dragon, for joining us on all of these episodes.
Thank you for having me. This is always great fun.
I'm sorry, Elle, for what happened to your character while you were gone.
Yay. That's why you don't skip out on roleplay.
Never skip out.
Well,
on
her character
roleplay.
was doomed from last week when
was
she
great.
failed the roll against Cthulhu. Her mind was destroyed.
Yeah, oopsie.
For those who enjoy our episodes, we do, as I mentioned at the start, we do live on Twitch, twitch.tv, so come check us out 8:30 on a Tuesday night at Australian time. We're going to go hang out with our chat, patron after party,
you,
actually, because we
patrons.
ran a little bit late.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you to those who watched. We really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed. Thanks to our patrons.
Thank
Of
you
course,
very much.
Jen said it 4 times,
Yes,
but
they
I
go
was
past.
Sisters
rambling.
of the All Blood campaign when?
Who knows? Who knows?
Stay tuned.
Sisters of the Old Blood revealed. Yeah. See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye.